This video is not in reverse. These animals just won't attack anymore. We've long regarded them as the world's most terrifying creatures, but they're actually turning out to be the friendliest animals. Number 15. Cycnids. Life in the waters of Lake Malawi can be tough for tiny cyclid fry when they are an easy target to all top predators. It's not uncommon for young fish, some bigger than cyclid fry, to get swallowed by even bigger fish. Fortunately for the young cyclids, this is their mother, allowing them to take refuge in her mouth when danger presents, and then letting them back out when the coast is clear. Watching a young school of fish getting swallowed up by a bigger fish is something we're all used to seeing, but the would-be predator here is actually their mother. She's not eating them, she's protecting her young by keeping them in her mouth. It's a terrifying fish-eat-fish world out there, but Mother Cycnid is one of the good ones. Number 14. Canadian Geese. Indeed, Canadian geese will attack anyone who gets too close. Oh, so you're just trying to retrieve the golf ball. Big mistake. I bet you the goose thought this golfer was flirting with his mate. Don't try to be friendly, they just don't seem to care. Except, Canadian geese do care, and they make the most affectionate and cuddly pets too. Being territorial animals, these birds are programmed to defend their own, and most humans don't respect their territories. Canadian geese are forced to attack, hence the bad rap. By contrast, when Canadian geese enter our territory, they're very respectful and as law-abiding as any citizens out there. Can I get a honk in the comments below if you love Canadian geese more now? Number 13. Moray Eels. This dog is about to learn an important life lesson in 1, 2... Never mess with an electric eel. Not all eels pack the lethal charge of electricity, up to 860 volts. Moray eels, for instance, won't tase you to death, but they will bite. And guess what? Underwater, no one can hear you scream. So watch out for those razor-sharp teeth for as long as you're around these guys. Yet, as terrifying as they may appear to be, Moray eels are just very timid creatures, always hiding out in the crevices of reefs or wrecks. Sometimes, Moray eels let you play with them. These can't be the most terrifying animals, far from it. This particular eel is clearly very warm and affectionate, not unlike a puppy. Number 12. Crocodiles. Where we see a ruthless killer in a crocodile, the Egyptian plover bird sees a buddy. This friend owns a restaurant and he lets you eat there for free, if you can do the dishes after. No kidding, crocodiles and Egyptian plovers have this amazing friendship where the little bird gets to eat bits of decaying meat stuck to the crocodile's teeth, and the crocodile gets his teeth flossed in the process, hence reducing the chances of tooth infection. It's a fascinating example of a symbiotic relationship, with the first such behavior reported as far back as the 400s BC. Number 11. Bears. You're not alone if you're torn between loving them or being frightened of them. Definitely be afraid of the bear. So we encounter them a lot when they're making a mess about our homes, mostly going through the trash. But not this very peaceful black bear. All he was looking for was a spot to beat the summer heat, and he found just the place to cool off. He was civilized about it and left without even making much of a mess. Maybe this bear was a person in a bear suit in a past life. Just think about it. Number 10. Sharks. Why are we so afraid of sharks when they pose very little threat to us, especially if you're not a beachgoer? Watch these divers play with sharks underwater as if they were puppies. Clips like these show a rarely seen side of these feared sea creatures. They're calm and peaceful, even letting the divers touch them. These are only just inquisitive creatures, innocently snooping around and probably just being curious about the camera. Most of the other sharks are completely indifferent to the fact that there are humans taking videos of them underwater. Clips like this help debunk the myth that sharks are mindless killing machines in the sea. Number 9. Giant Anaconda. Coming face to face with this monster anaconda at the bottom of the Amazon River might seem like a diver's worst nightmare, until you realize that the anaconda just wants to get some sleep, and you are in his sleeping quarters. This right here is creepy. You don't want to wake up in the middle of your beauty sleep and find some random dudes doing a vlog episode in your bedroom. I mean, being arguably the most talked about snakes in the world, anacondas have come to suffer greatly from a prevalence of monster killer snake stories and an outrageous amount of over-exaggeration, much like sharks. The reality, however, is the complete opposite. Anacondas wouldn't eat a human even if you forced them to swallow you alive. Number 8. King Cobras. You might not think of the king cobra as a friendly playmate, but this little kid seems to be having quite a moment with his unusual friend. Apparently, kids no longer find it fashionable to play with dolls. No, they want dangerous snakes now. King cobras. Do they realize that these cobras pack a highly potent venom? A single bite from the king cobra is said to be able to kill an adult elephant. Notwithstanding the dangers involved in handling a venomous snake, this 8-year-old Indian girl refuses to give up her pet king cobras, 6 of them, by the way, which she claims to be her best friends. Number 7. Giant centipedes. Of all the unusual pets we've seen, the giant centipede is perhaps the most unexpected choice. They're much larger than house centipedes, which are scary enough, by the way, and they have a bad reputation for being extremely bad-tempered. I'd not say this guy is friendly at all, and it's hard to even imagine that anyone would be cuddling up to one of these jumpy, absolutely terrifying bugs. It should come as no surprise that giant centipedes are highly venomous and are quick to defend themselves with their lethal dose of venom. Despite their reputation and goosebump-inducing appearance, some hobbyists keep giant centipedes as pets. I don't know, I hate bugs. They give me the creeps, even the harmless ones. Number 6. African giant millipedes. From one oversized bug to another, the African giant millipede is really just a harmless bug. But it's a strange-looking critter that will make you squirm. They are extremely docile, but they have some 300 legs, which are mesmerizingly creepy when they move. Hobbyists, who keep them as visual pets, say that they enjoy them for their interesting appearance and are fascinated by their behavior. Some people handle them, not sure how that doesn't make their hair stand on end, but before you try to handle them, be sure to familiarize yourself with the special care instructions for this exotic pet. Number 5. Skunks. Anyone would be forgiven for not thinking of skunks as a particularly friendly lot. They're known to make a mess when foraging and digging for grubs, and they're carriers of parasites and diseases, including rabies. But that is not even the most notorious skunk thing. Nope, that has got to be their noxious-smelling spray. And boy, is it unpleasant stuff. If you were to de-scent them and give them a little grooming, however, these black and white furry animals could make some really great pets. Believe it or not, as pets, skunks are revered for their sweet dispositions. Number 4. Warthogs. The fierce-looking warthog is the toughest member of the pig family. They may look intimidating because of their ferocious appearance, but they're really never looking for a fight with anyone. Like most animals in the wild, warthogs never try to eat the tourists, but they will attack if provoked. Remember Pumbaa, the warthog from the animated feature film The Lion King? This character perfectly captured the essence of the real-life warthogs you'll encounter in Africa's tropical savanna. So, despite their rough appearance, warthogs are actually very amazing and funny animals. All they want to do is eat grass and roots, and at the end of the day, they hit the mongoose spa for some head-to-toe pampering. Number 3. Hyenas. Can they make good pets? Absolutely not. They are hyenas, and any wild animals should stay wild. Plus, these are hyenas we're talking about. They're not even trying to be nice in The Lion King. Be that as it may, there are people who have been able to sort of domesticate hyenas and found them to make incredible companions. Successful domestication is more likely if the hyena is adopted from a young age, as puppies can be trained to be well-behaved, loving pets. Owners have to understand that it will take a lot of work to get all the built-in wild behavior out of their brain to then make obedience training more successful. Number 2. Lions. The duels between lions and their prey often end in one of two ways. The prey is killed and becomes dinner, or the lion is defeated and goes hungry for the night. But playing out alongside these unending life and death duels is a rare outcome, seen when this lioness shows love for a wildebeest calf and spares its life. Despite being referred to as a deadly killing machine, this lioness hesitates to make the kill. While rare, it is not uncommon for fierce predators to be conflicted about a hunt when maternal instincts override predatory instincts. It may very well be a case of anthropomorphism, but moments like these hint at a truth worth accepting, that even the most terrifying animals have the capacity for empathy. Number 1. American Bison. Imagine a guy and his 2,500-pound pet buffalo watching a movie. In the house. No, really, this actually happens with a Texas couple and their buffalo called Wild Thing. You'd imagine that with this massive animal inside the house, it'd be like having a real-life bull in a china shop, but it's quite the opposite. Wild Thing is house-trained, so you barely hear him when he's roaming free inside the house. All the doorways and rooms seem big enough for him, but it'll certainly be a tight squeeze if you need to walk past him. Still, Wild Thing is an unusual choice of pet, and the owners acknowledge that he is a very dangerous animal despite his gentle nature. This sheer size means that he can hurt or kill someone without even meaning to. His owners are very careful as to who has access to the house whenever Wild Thing is indoors. And that's it for today. See you in another episode.